In the words of Ferris Bueller, life moves fast, and sometimes you do need a way to relax, recharge, or stay focused without overcomplicating matters. That's where Via comes in. If you haven't tried Via yet, you're seriously missing out. Whether you need to unwind, refocus, or boost your mood, Via is here to enhance your everyday. They have over 500,000 happy customers, guys. Via is changing the game in natural wellness. They're blending powerful, high quality hemp derived ingredients to deliver real effect driven benefits. So, whether you're looking to sleep better, improve focus, recover, or simply relax, Via has a tailored solution just for you. You guys, we have been taking the Via gummies before bed, my husband and I, and for me, especially, I really struggle with sleep, and it has helped me a ton. They have products that range from 0 to high cannabinoid levels. You can customize your experience, and they ship legally across the USA, discreet, direct to your door, no medical card required, backed by a worry-free guarantee, and they have great customer service. And if you don't know where to start, you'll go to take their product finder quiz on their website. You guys know I love a quiz, and of course I did it. You will get personalized recommendations tailored to your needs. It takes about 60 seconds. So if you're 21 and over, treat yourself to 50% off and get a free gift with your first order using our exclusive code PINKSHADE at viahemp.com. Plus, you'll get free shipping on orders over $100. That's VIIAHEMP.com. If you're 21 or older, check out the link in our show notes to use the code PINKSHADE to get 15% off, free shipping on orders of $100. And if you're new, you'll get a free gift of your choice. After you purchase, they'll say, "Where did you hear about Via? Please support our show," and say, "We sent you." Enhance your everyday with Via. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Pink Shade. It's TLC Tuesday, and we are here with a brand new season of 90 Day Fiance. It's only episode 3. What are we feeling?
I'm feeling fresh and inspired and optimistic.
Good.
And I'm not with all the couples, but I don't have that seething hatred for anybody yet.
Mhm.
So, but I'm pacing myself.
Right.
Taking it nice and slow, because we were saying before we started recording that it's like a marathon, not a sprint.
Totally.
And it is like a double marathon because of the reunions. So you have the tell-alls, which are like their own mini marathon, like a half marathon.
Totally.
So
Yep.
We're running 1.5 marathons without getting any of the cardio benefits.
We don't even get the sticker to put on our car to brag to everybody that drives past us that we are athletes.
That's a great merch idea. I've watched 26.2 hours of 90 Day Fiance. Because
yeah.
For these are their stories. They have the Law and Order ones. I've watched 26.2 hours of Law and Order, and they mail them a sticker.
Okay. Well, I am writing that down. And
great idea.
Just if they didn't TM it, we'll just steal that idea from them. Why not?
Perfect.
Why not? Hey guys, also if you're on like the upper levels, Patreon and Supercast, sorry, Apple people, we don't know who you are, Patreon and Supercast, then you should have received in the mail a mug and a sticker.
That's
we did
great.
that. Yeah, we don't do it very often, but somebody reminded me that it says that in the promises.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah,
we haven't done it.
People too.
Yeah. So I owe it to people. So that's only if you've been on those levels for like 3 months. If you're brand new, don't come at me. After 3 months, come at me and remind me though. So I was telling Keisha about it. She's like, "What do I have to do to get a mug?" I was like, "I'll just send you one."
She'll get a mug. I love Keisha. I was just listening to her podcast the other day, and it was making me laugh so hard. She was talking about Kendrick Lamar, and
she's so funny.
She's so funny.
She
goes hard on those 600-pound life people. And I was like, we had to change something that we have coming up. I think it's this week. We had to change a recording time because she has an opportunity to meet Dr. Now. No, are you kidding me?
She's obsessed with the show. I bet she's never missed an episode. She knows.
I know.
I'll describe somebody to her. I'm like, I'll watch it once in a blue moon. And I go, I don't like it when it's sad. I like it when there's a happy ending.
Yeah, it's very rarely not sad. So I told her about one. I was like, oh, they did like a Where Are They Now? And I was telling her, and she goes, oh, well, that was Joe. Well, he's doing great, blah, 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 blah. But another girl on that same episode, I was like, so she knows all about. So yeah, she's getting an opportunity to meet Dr. Now.
Oh my God,
Mhm.
that's so exciting. And she
Mhm.
just met a housewife too. So
Giselle. Mhm.
yeah, she's
Yeah.
living her best life. I'm so proud of her. Good job.
And then Love is Blind, the Netflix
Proud.
people.
That sounded condescending, like I have anything to do with it. I'm very excited for her.
We're happy for her.
Happy
We're
for
happy for
her,
her.
yeah.
And she got from when we got the last episode of the Love is Blind group of screeners, they
Yeah.
said, oh, okay, there's a big party at South by Southwest in Austin. You could come, you can meet some of the cast, blah, blah, blah. So I can't make it to Austin, this week or next week. So I didn't think about it. But of course, she only lives 2
Because
hours
you're
from
going
Austin.
to Egypt or something.
Because I'm going to Egypt.
Yeah.
I'm not going to Egypt. I do have a lot of trips coming up, so I'm just going to go ahead and be loud and proud about it.
Yeah, be proud. I'm
Yeah.
just jealous. It's not like I am mocking you because I am scornful of you.
Mm. Well, she's only 2 hours from Austin, so she clicked on the link about like you could, inviting people that are covering it to come, and she said it was already filled up. I said, well, I think you should just directly write the people that are Netflix people and see, because just 2 more people, what does it matter?
Yeah.
So hopefully she did that, because she loves a celebrity meet and greet.
Oh, she does. I know.
Mm-hmm.
I love it for her.
And they love to meet her. So
yeah,
who's the lucky one here?
Yeah, I never appreciated it or got good stories from it. So I was just never. I was always too shy to talk to people. So I would just be in the same room with people and maybe offer them coffee.
Well, you have sent me before your picture of you and Taylor Swift gazing longingly at each other.
We were gazing longingly. That's true. That was a special situation. Yeah, we were on a film set. It was, magical.
Magical.
Yeah. Me and my best friend.
Yeah, I think you said, I'm sure she remembers me. I said, I think she probably seems like the kind of person that if you showed her the picture, she would be like, oh, I totally remember you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I made some jokes and made her laugh. So
there you go.
I would remind her of the jokes. I'd be like, I said this and it was really awkward, but then I said this and you laughed. So
she's going to be like, girl, that was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I was 14 years old.
And you were a grown woman. It's creepy.
And now you're a super fan, and that's fine too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, who knows how I'd ever act if I met Billie Eilish. I'd probably just be like, where's your mom? It's like her mom and I are the same age.
I love it.
But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about 90 Day Fiance, season 11, episode 3. And by the way, guys, if you enjoy Kimberly and I, as I know you do, last week we did cover the Baldwins, and it's also going to be covered this week, but it's gone over to Pink Shade Prime. You can sign up for that in the show notes or just go to pinkshadepodcast.com, whatever. But that is where you're going to get the Baldwins. It was just a teaser. I've already gone over my notes, and the show this week is very good.
You're going to charge people to listen to us talk about a show that the majority of society hated.
Correct.
Except us.
Mm-hmm.
But we apologize profusely for it.
I went to dinner with some friends on Friday night, and most of them were like, oh, I kind of liked it because I like Alec Baldwin. I was like, see?
Okay, so it's not just okay, good. No. Because that article you sent me was like everyone hated it. The numbers were abysmal, and the critics panned it, but of course they did.
Yeah, but of course. Mm-hmm.
And then they probably put some Twitter users in there,
And Ace Fanning wrote me and said, hey, just want you to know, I sort of slammed you on my podcast, just in case somebody lets you know. And I said, okay, well,
you're liking it.
Yeah. And I said, what was the subject? He goes, it's because you liked the Baldwins. And I said, it's okay. I'm leaning in.
They didn't mention me. I got out unscathed.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's because I went on his show Reality Court and he was asking me about it. And I was like, it's so good. He was like, you've lost your fucking mind.
God, this is going to be fun.
That's right.
Oh, listen, I feel like I should clarify. Look, I just messed up my thing. I feel like I should clarify and say that we don't think the show is a good idea in itself.
No.
We don't love that they're filming their children. We think a redemption tour type show is probably not a great idea when someone has died, all
True.
of that. But
Mhm.
when we're watching it, it's kind of fun chaos.
It's fun chaos, but one of the
But it's
headlines
also
I read,
touching.
yeah, one of the headlines I read was the Baldwins is grimmer than you think.
It is.
And I was like, it is. It's grim.
It is actually very dark. They have
Hmm.
lots of conversation. They have they even had like suicide ideation talk
Yeah,
this week.
absolutely. Hmm.
So they didn't go light on it,
No.
which I think is good because, sorry, we should save this for the other show, but
Yeah.
I think it's good that they didn't go like, hey, we're just a happy family. Someone died, but whatever.
No.
Let's do an obstacle course together.
Yeah. This week, I do leave the episode feeling again bad for Carmen. Yeah. So if you guys want to hear us talk about that, head on over to
I
that.
feel so bad for Carmen. Yeah.
All right, 90 Day Fiance, season 11, episode 3, Between Love and Madness. And I am correct in that they are going to use the word love in every title.
You're for sure. You nailed it.
Yeah, because I always like to find what it's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And this took 3 episodes to figure it out, but there we go.
Well, at least we won't have to do any Googling to decipher what the title means or look up what reference it's from.
Totally.
What biblical story
Yeah.
it's from.
Don't get too deep on us, Matt Sharp. We can't take it.
We're tired.
We're tired. In the words of Ferris Bueller, life moves fast, and sometimes you do need a way to relax, recharge, or stay focused without overcomplicating matters. That's where Via comes in. If you haven't tried Via yet, you're seriously missing out. Whether you need to unwind, refocus, or boost your mood, Via is here to enhance your everyday. They have over 500,000 happy customers, guys. Via is changing the game in natural wellness. They're blending powerful, high-quality hemp-derived ingredients to deliver real effect-driven benefits. So whether you're looking to sleep better, improve focus, recover, or simply relax, Via has a tailored solution just for you. You guys, we have been taking the Via gummies before bed, my husband and I, and for me especially, I really struggle with sleep, and it has helped me a ton. They have products that range from 0 to high cannabinoid levels. You can customize your experience, and they ship legally across the USA, discreet, direct to your door, no medical card required, backed by a worry-free guarantee, and they have great customer service. And if you don't know where to start, you'll go to take their product finder quiz on their website. You guys know I love a quiz, and of course I did it. You will get personalized recommendations tailored to your needs. It takes about 60 seconds. So if you're 21 and over, treat yourself to 15% off and get a free gift with your first order using our exclusive code PINKSHADE at viahemp.com. Plus, you'll get free shipping on orders over $100. That's VIIAHEMP.com. If you're 21 or older, check out the link in our show notes to use the code PINKSHADE to get 15% off, free shipping on orders of $100. And if you're new, you'll get a free gift of your choice. After you purchase, they'll say, where did you hear about Via? Please support our show and say, we sent you. Enhance your everyday with Via. Y'all, did you know the skin around your eyes can be 20 to 30 years biologically older than the rest of your face? All right, so the skin around my eyes looks like I'm 80. That's great news. No, not really. It's terrible. That skin can be up to 5 times thinner, which makes it more vulnerable to things like wrinkles, sagging, cellular damage. That is upsetting. So that's why OneSkin's founding team of scientists created the OS1I. Now, you guys know OneSkin was founded in 2016 by an all-woman team of scientists with PhDs in skin regeneration, stem cell biology, immunology, and bioinformatics. Hello, those are a group of people I would trust. This specific OS1I was designed specifically for that ultra delicate area around your eye. The OS1I has the highest concentration of OneSkin's proprietary OS1 peptide. That is the first ingredient scientifically proven to reverse skin's biological age. It works by switching off those zombie cells that accumulate and make your skin look older than it needs to. You know, everything OneSkin does is backed by those smart scientists, and their clinical study on the OS1I was just published in the International Journal of Cosmetic Science, with data showing a significant improvement in firmness, elasticity, hydration, and better overall appearance. I've been using the OneSkin topical supplement on my face and on my eyes, and my eyes look
tons better. So check out the OS1i for yourself or any of OneSkin's moisturizers, sunscreens, or cleansers. You're going to get 15% off your first purchase with code PINKSHADE at oneskin.co. Founded and led by an all-woman team of skin longevity scientists, OneSkin is redefining the aging process with their proprietary OS1 peptide, the first ingredient proven to help skin look, feel, and behave like its younger self. Get 15% off with code PINKSHADE at oneskin.co. That's 15% off oneskin.co with code PINKSHADE. After you purchase, they'll say, "Where did you hear about OneSkin?" Please support our show and say, "We sent you." Invest in the health and longevity of your skin with OneSkin. Your future self will thank you. Okay, so we're going to start with Shekinah and Sarper.
Oh my God. Was she not being a total bitch this whole episode?
She's a little bitchy. She's a little bitchy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So
she looks great though.
I mean, they're headed to the pool with his sister, cousin, and daughter. I rewound it several times. They never tell us her name, sister, cousin. Never
they did
once.
Last season.
I understand, but when she comes on the screen, I need her name there.
Yeah.
So I'm just calling her sister, cousin because I don't know.
Mm-mm.
So, and her daughter. So they're like at a local pool or whatever. So she kind of says she feels relieved, now that the information is out about the, him coming to the States or whatever. And she feels sad, she feels guilty. And she says, sister, cousin says, we're the only kids in this small family. So I guess, I don't know, because mom and dad were there. And so maybe that's mom's first cousin. And then sister cousin it's not explained.
Fusoon? Fasoon.
Nope. I don't know.
That's what they're saying her name is.
Fasoon?
Fusoon. It's either Fusun or Fasun. But I don't remember that at all.
I don't either.
I don't remember us calling her that ever. I have no recollection.
I'm sure that's her name, but we're calling her sister cousin.
It's fine.
Yeah, because she's like a sister, but she's the cousin. Okay.
Yeah.
So she says that's why everybody's so sad, because then, she'll be the only basic kid in the family. And, everybody has their doubts because they don't feel great about him being there alone. And did you notice Shekinah's swimsuit? So the top is a red and white striped bikini top, and the bottom is sort of like a boy short, but supposed to look like jean shorts, but it's a swimsuit.
That was a swimsuit on the bottom?
Yeah.
I thought those were jeans.
No, it was a swimsuit that had the print on it to make it look like jean shorts.
So like jeggings, but swimsuit.
Mm-hmm.
Fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
Odd. Also, she's going for like American flag look.
I think she's going for the American flag.
Look, he's coming to my country.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to desecrate the flag by wearing it on the bathing suit. I don't think you're supposed to do that.
The sister cousin says, when you're here together, you fight a lot. And like somebody's always leaving or going to a hotel or something. And she goes, I do worry when he's in Los Angeles with me, if we fight, where would he go? But, I'm going to connect him with a bunch of my friends so he could just go over there. And she goes, huh?
She literally says, if I have to say, like, get out of my house, where will he go?
Right.
A, you just called it your house.
Right. Mm-hmm.
B, you can't just kick someone out if they are new to this. You're not supposed to kick someone out anyways. But like, if he cheats or something, sure, kick him out. But then he does have nowhere to go. You're going to have him sleep on a friend's couch that he's met once.
Right.
Why are you already anticipating these problems?
It's like Nicole and Mahmoud. They're still wandering around LA
with the luggage, wandering the streets of LA.
We don't know what happened.
They were like trying to avoid the fires.
Just wandering with their suitcases around the streets.
Smoke inhalation as they're walking. Sorry,
that's dark. Too soon. And the talking head sister cousin says, why would he have to go? The house will be theirs, not just hers. So why would he leave? Yeah. When you have a fight, somebody doesn't have to flee the premises. You can't just go into another room. You know,
because once you're married, that's not supposed to happen. I mean, you can have them sleep on the couch.
Yeah.
But I mean, freaking Sandoval and Ariana were living in the same house for like 2 years or something.
Yeah, that's right.
After he cheated.
And
They
then
just
Anne was in a Super
separated
Bowl.
the wings of
Yeah.
the house.
Anne was in a Super Bowl commercial. So who's the real
No.
winner?
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
The assistant?
Yeah. She was in a Super Bowl commercial with Nate Bargatze.
Good for her.
It was like a DoorDash commercial, and she's like the assistant. And he was like in his yard riding on a dragon. She's like, we've got to curb this spending.
Good
Yes.
for her.
Yeah. So who's the real winner?
Yeah, I love that.
So sister cousin says to Shekinah, like, I don't want to scare you, but are you really ready to handle that side of him that opens up when he doesn't feel in control?
Yeah.
And she says, yeah, he's not going to have an income. So I think he's going to feel out of control. And she kind of says, yeah, Sarper creates chaos if he feels like he's not in the driver's seat and feels out of control. Fun.
And also maybe this should be addressed in therapy before you bring him over and marry him.
Yeah. So Shekinah and Sarper are saying goodbye to his parents at the summer cottage. And she says, it's been a hard visit. We delivered news that made everybody feel so sad. But now they get in the car headed back to Istanbul, and boy, she's on fire. Yeah. He says,
she's so pissy.
Yeah, he says, I feel confused. And she goes, it's a bit overly dramatic. You're a grown man, and it seems like you're attached to the hip to your parents, like you've never been away from them.
What a bitch.
And he says, well, it's different in Turkey. It's not like being a mama's boy. You just are close with your family and you help your family in times of need. And she goes, yeah, but you have me now. I'm your family.
That doesn't mean if his parents get sick or something, he's not going to feel terrible that he can't help out because he's across the world.
Yeah, totally.
Why are you being like this?
He says, one day Sophie might go to another country and you would be sad. She goes, no, who cares? I've raised her to be an independent woman. No, I'm not going to care.
That's true. I mean, she's at a boarding school. You see her once a month.
And he goes, okay, so you don't understand my mother's feelings. All right.
Yeah, no. Also, I feel bad. I want to say to Sarper, like, not all Americans are like this. It's just Shekinah has a strange relationship with her family because she grew up in a cult. And
there was
ostracized.
Something happening with her dad that wasn't great.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You know about the dad? He went to jail for molesting.
No. Oh, yes. God. The children.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, and there were like 5 daughters, and it doesn't say which ones, but
yeah. Oh, God. Yeah, it's always the really religious ones. Apologies, but it's true.
It's true.
And then she separated from some of her sisters because of Sarper, because they didn't like Sarper. So now she just has the daughter. But like, I would feel terrible if I had to leave my parents. I moved down to Orange County, a place that I generally dislike, to be closer to them so I could help take care of them. So I get it, Sarper.
But you get to go to the beach every day.
I do. There's a nice trade-off.
Yeah. In the talking head, he says, excuse me, he says, Shekinah was raised in a different culture with a different type of family. Her family is not supportive. So it's hard for her to understand my relationship with my family and how I'm going into this uncertainty and away from them just to be with her.
Mm-hmm.
This also could be like a defense mechanism for her, right? Like I feel so bad about this. Yeah.
And she's being bitchy about it because she feels badly. They both need therapy.
Lots of it. And not
it's okay to feel bad. Like I remember like Lauren and Alexi, who kind of drive me crazy now, she felt terrible that he was leaving his parents. Like she would cry because she felt so guilty. But she was at least feeling that emotion and not turning it on him like Shekinah's doing.
So now they're back at the apartment and he says, oh, I just can't believe it. I've been in this apartment for 12 or 13 years. And she goes, who cares? Whatever. He goes, I've changed it so much. The bottles are gone, new bed. And she goes, who cares? Whatever. And he goes, you hate this place so much. You want to burn it down with gasoline. And she goes, oh my God, you're so dramatic.
She probably would though. She would set fire to anything that another woman has touched.
Well, that would close. All of his temple. All of his temple.
Just
so
new wardrobe, new people. Just the whole town has to go down. She's like Daenerys Targaryen. Like just on a dragon. You all slept with my boyfriend. You must die.
And the talking head, he says, so many thousands of girls have visited him there. He said they should make it a museum.
I
Or,
mean, a
I
jizz
mean,
museum.
ew, Kimberly. How dare you? Ew. And the talking head together, he says, I'm leaving this apartment. And but in my thought, when they're talking about it, I was like, does she even know that he's not letting go of his lease? Is this going to be another storyline? But when they're
Right.
leaving with their suitcases, there's shit everywhere. So she has to know. I mean, all the furniture's there.
I
There's like,
forgot that too. Did
yeah.
they told us that like in the first episode?
He told sister cousin that he was like keeping his car, keeping his apartment.
Okay, so she
Yeah.
must know.
Yeah.
That's
I
maybe
mean,
why she's like, whatever. It's not that
I
sad.
definitely feel like he's going to go back a lot.
Yeah.
Once they get enough money. Did you see that he posted an Instagram video of him like training people at a gym in LA?
Okay. Women?
Women.
Oh,
And
he's allowed to train women now.
it was a group class. And he's like,
Oh.
okay, here's what we're going to do. When a man says to you, oh, you bother me, you're so bitchy, you do this, you run. And he had them all like pretend like they're running.
Okay, that's funny. I
Yeah.
think he could do great, actually.
And then he did another one like, when a man tells you he wants to have a throuple, what do you do? Run. He's doing so funny.
Good for him.
It was
So
funny.
he has the permit to work now,
Mhm.
and that means that maybe soon he can go back and visit.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. That takes a while, though.
But it
For
seems like
him.
they're just, going through the process fast.
Yeah, yeah.
And not just like forgetting to do the papers because it's a nice day in Michigan
It's
and
winter.
you
Yeah.
don't have many nice days, so you got to sit
No.
outside.
Mm-mm. We don't have
Um,
electricity in the home, so I can't work on it at night.
exactly. Okay. And the talking head, she says, it's really important that my daughter, Sophie, likes Sarper. She's never seen me in a healthy relationship, and she's only got a bad opinion for my sister, Shariah. So she kind of is telling him this, you're going to have to get along with my daughter, Sophie, when you meet her. And I worry because of what happened with Shariah. We get a flashback of him saying, when you act like a slut, then when you're acting like a complete whore bag, then, and Shariah's like, say what?
Now, you ate 5 grains of rice, and I only said you could eat 4 grains of rice.
Remember what I said, 128, not 129.
God. It's
and
so bad, and I forget how bad it was. And I'm just like, oh, that's good for Sarper. Good for him being funny trainer.
He says, oh, really? Is this like a threat? He goes, so I guess if she doesn't like me, it'll just be a good tourist time for me. I'll just come on home. And she was like, well, don't act like that. It's going to be fine. He goes, she will love me. I will do my best. But this is what I am. I am asshole, but I am cute. And she says, don't be an asshole in front of her. And he goes, okay, only cute. It's like, okay. I think you're using the word cute wrong, but all right.
Yeah. So the daughter is close to the aunt and has heard all the stories and has seen the show.
Or just seen the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, I'm sure Shekinah's like, okay, but what you didn't see was an hour of this, an hour of that. It was really fun.
Yeah.
Don't talk to Shariah.
Yeah.
So now the car has arrived. They're going out with all their suitcases. It's his parents are going to drive them to the airport. And the talking head mom says, I'm happy he's going to be with the woman he loves. I am. But it'll be hard, for him to be away from me. And they blow kisses. Mom and dad hug. And then triple kisses all over. And in the talking head, he says,
lots of face kissing.
Just so much face kissing. And this is how COVID spreads. Just kidding. Just kidding. And the talking head,
to all the Europeans out there.
He says it's heartbreaking. And he hopes this sacrifice is worth something.
And that she appreciates it and doesn't
act bitchy.
Be bitchy the whole time. I mean, she doesn't have to, he can't throw it in her face all the time too. Like, I left everything for you, which sometimes people do on this show. But also you should appreciate it so much that they don't have to throw that in your face all the time.
Yeah, I think she's fine. I think it was just her being like, oh my God, get it over with already. Say bye.
Jean bathing suit was like itching and like giving her a wedgie, and it put her in a really bad mood.
It was definitely a Temu special.
Yeah.
Now, Kimberly, I meant to tell you this at the beginning of the episode, but I forgot. When you were a youth, because you are younger than me by quite a bit. No. When you were a youth, did you watch the TV show Step by Step?
Yes. I actually know someone who was on the show, and when I met her, I was very starstruck. And then like I loved that show. Step
Okay.
by step, day by day.
Okay. So you and Keisha
reflecting
and Ingrid, because
on
you're all
her.
around the same age, all
Yeah,
know
because
the
I
theme
was part
song.
of like our TGI Friday, I
Yeah.
think, layout with Family Matters and Full
Yeah. Well,
House.
yeah. So what I looked up, the show started in 1991. And 1991 is the year I graduated from college.
Oh wow.
So, yeah. So when you think about that, like you guys were probably like in middle school.
Yeah.
And while it all evens out when you get older, at
Yeah.
that time, it was a very different time. Well, the star of that show reached out to me, told me she was a longtime bunkie
No.
and that she had mentioned me and Keisha specifically. She was talking about Wig Court on her podcast. So it's Stacy Keenan,
Yeah.
okay, and Christine Lakin.
Yeah. That's who
So
I know.
So they have a podcast together called Christine and Stacey Give You Deja Vu or something like that. Stacey and
That
Christine Give
is
Deja Vu.
hilarious. She is like one of my boss's like favorite actresses that he
Mm,
would put into like bit roles
yeah.
and things. And
Hmm.
she was like at our theater a lot,
Hmm.
like doing shows. She did a lot of choreography work and like helped us out in a million shows there at our theater. But I
Hmm.
haven't seen her in like since I moved down at least. That's
Well,
great. Christine, and that's so
it's
exciting.
Christine and Stacey have deja vu, or Stacey and Christine have deja
That
vu.
is so fun.
So what has happened since then is she reached out to me to tell me on DM that
Yeah.
she, Stacey, had mentioned me on her podcast. So I was like, oh my goodness, wow. But it was like a burner account. So it went to like one of the like hidden folders. And so
Uh-huh.
every so often I open those hidden folders and literally just like mark them all and delete them because they're either like porn or trying like, hello, podcaster. I am manager of podcast and can help you with your podcast. You know, that kind of thing.
It's so frustrating. I have
Mhm.
lost so many messages or had to be like, I'm so sorry you sent me this 8 weeks ago. And
Yeah,
it's so nice, but it was in the spam. It's
in the
called
spam.
Keenan and Lakin Give You Deja Vu.
Okay.
Their
Keenan and
last
Lincoln,
names.
last names. So she reached out to tell me that she had mentioned me on her show. And she was specifically talking about Wig Court with Keisha or whatever. But now that I've been DMing with her a lot, she was like, I just want to let you know, like, I really love Keisha. I really love Kimberly. I love your 90-day coverage, Love is Blind, all that. Super nice. So me,
Christine said that or Stacy?
it's Stacy.
That's so fun.
Now, Stacy these days is a lawyer.
Yes,
And
that I knew.
I
I
believe
believe she went to college with me the same year because people would point her
Oh,
out and whisper and be like, "Oh my God, that's the girl from Step by Step."
yeah.
Christine also went there. We
Yeah.
all went to the same school. Anyway, that's
So,
very exciting.
so I'll send you the clip of it. But what's exciting also to me, in addition to that, because it was so nice for her to reach out
Yeah,
and say all that.
they're
Um,
nice people.
and then I
Yeah,
want to like promote their podcast too, if people are into that
yeah.
show,
I
which like
just
lots of people
subscribed.
your age are.
Hmm.
Um,
Nostalgia podcasts are big.
but do you want to know who their producer is? And that's what I fangirled out also over. Stephen Ray Morris, My Favorite Murder.
He produces My Favorite Murder.
He did for the whole entire time until just recently.
Oh my God. Well, that's your jam.
Well, that's what I said. I was like, did you just name drop Stephen Ray Morris? Like, what's happening? She goes, yeah,
You're
he's our
such a
producer.
fan. You know who the producer is.
Well, everybody knows Steven.
They talk about
Yeah.
him a lot on the
Yeah.
show. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. He's like a
You talk
character.
about Ingrid all the time.
Exactly. But whenever they say Steven, they go, Steven, like, get over here, Steven. Yeah.
Is that like The Hills? Because Kristen Cavallari would always be like, Stephen.
I'm sure not. I think it's more just
sometimes I
like,
do it on A Day with Dateline, and Katie's like, there was a murder. You need to be,
oh,
and I'm like,
you need to be respectful.
Stephen was decapitated by his wife because he was cheating on her.
Well, it's just like me with Becky. I can't not say Becca.
Becca.
So anyway, that was some exciting news that I wanted to share with you.
That makes me so happy.
Was that exciting?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so now I am.
I didn't mean to be all name droppy, but like I really do know Christine. Like,
no, well, I'm just letting you know that I'm one step closer to meeting Karen Kilgariff.
I'm so happy for you.
Thank you. Because I have gone through every channel possible and everybody like knows her, but not well enough to like email her on my behalf.
Yeah.
And that's all I need. I just need one person to
Yeah.
help me out. So maybe my new best email friend, Steven, is going to help me.
I love it. Also, how are you making any progress with Stevie from 90 Day? Because I did message her or like
Mm.
respond. I replied to one of her things and she left or something. But
I
I
had
do
told
like her on
them
Instagram.
I like her too. I had told them to give me a couple of weeks, like to kind of see what their story's going to be.
Yeah.
So I should reach back out to try to do something for a couple of weeks. Yeah, because
Yeah.
they like to kind of spread the interviews out.
She seems really fun. Like she was posting about boobies and stuff.
Yeah,
So like on
boobies.
boobies at like New Orleans, like Nolans, like
No,
yeah,
yeah,
flipping
nobody.
tops and beads and stuff.
Yeah, nobody says Nolans. That's from New Orleans.
Sorry,
Yeah,
apologies. When we
yeah.
went there for CrimeCon, we had to practice for like months how to say it so that no one would yell at us.
Okay, so it's not Nolans. Nobody says that. Okay.
New Orleans.
Yeah, just go New Orleans.
Okay.
It's just thinking new and then and then like Lins, New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Yeah,
I think
there you
that's
go.
how I was normally saying it.
Okay, you got it.
Not New Orleans. That's bad.
Nobody says that.
Yeah,
People,
that's tourist bad.
That's just like getting off the plane in France and being like, "Hey, y'all! Hey, bonjour." I think I'm going to France in April.
I said Egypt. I said Egypt and you laughed at me and you said I'm being bitchy. You didn't actually say that, but I saw it in your eyes because I make fun of you traveling all the time. And then you just casually drop, I might be going to France.
Well, I might
In
be.
April, which is like next month. What is your life, Mary Payne?
It just came up.
No
My husband
lives this life.
my husband has a work thing there, and he has to go usually once or twice a year to France for like a work thing. It's it's an energy company partnership situation, something in France. And I went one time, 15 years ago. That was the first time I went.
Uh-huh.
And then this time we went a year and a half ago was just a family trip. It was nothing to do with work. And then this time is another work trip. And he was like, you could come and meet me like a couple of days in, and then we could stay for like an extra day. I was like, huh, maybe I will.
I need you to list all of the trips you go on in a year's time.
Okay.
And if it's more than 5.
It's more than 5 between here and the end of April.
Mine is like 0. That trip to Canada was literally the only trip I've gone on in years, besides the work trips once a year to CrimeCon.
Okay, but I want to tell you that you are still on the short list for Nantucket, and we may be moving it to September.
Oh, okay.
So just keep that in mind.
Okay.
All right. Total complete sidebar. Let's get back to it. Okay. In the words of Ferris Bueller, life moves fast, and sometimes you do need a way to relax, recharge, or stay focused without overcomplicating matters. That's where Via comes in. If you haven't tried Via yet, you're seriously missing out. Whether you need to unwind, refocus, or boost your mood, Via is here to enhance your everyday. They have over 500,000 happy customers, guys. Via is changing the game in natural wellness. They're blending powerful, high-quality hemp-derived ingredients to deliver real effect-driven benefits. So whether you're looking to sleep better, improve focus, recover, or simply relax, Via has a tailored solution just for you. You guys, we have been taking the Via gummies before bed, my husband and I, and for me especially, I really struggle with sleep, and it has helped me a ton. They have products that range from 0 to high cannabinoid levels. You can customize your experience, and they ship legally across the USA, discreet, direct to your door, no medical card required, backed by a worry-free guarantee, and they have great customer service. And if you don't know where to start, you'll go to take their product finder quiz on their website. You guys know I love a quiz, and of course I did it. You will get personalized recommendations tailored to your needs. It takes about 60 seconds. So if you're 21 and over, treat yourself to 50% off and get a free gift with your first order using our exclusive code PINKSHADE at viahemp.com. Plus, you'll get free shipping on orders over $100. That's VIIAHEMP.com. If you're 21 or older, check out the link in our show notes to use the code PINKSHADE to get 15% off, free shipping on orders of $100. And if you're new, you'll get a free gift of your choice. After you purchase, they'll say, where did you hear about Via? Please support our show and say, we sent you. Enhance your everyday with Via.
Y'all, did you know the skin around your eyes can be 20 to 30 years biologically older than the rest of your face? All right, so the skin around my eyes looks like I'm 80. That's great news. No, not really. It's terrible. That skin can be up to 5 times thinner, which makes it more vulnerable to things like wrinkles, sagging, cellular damage. That is upsetting. So that's why OneSkin's founding team of scientists created the OS1I. Now, you guys know OneSkin was founded in 2016 by an all-woman team of scientists with PhDs in skin regeneration, stem cell biology, immunology, and bioinformatics. Hello, those are a group of people I would trust. This specific OS1I was designed specifically for that ultra delicate area around your eye. The OS1I has the highest concentration of OneSkin's proprietary OS1 peptide. That is the first ingredient scientifically proven to reverse skin's biological age. It works by switching off those zombie cells that accumulate and make your skin look older than it needs to. You know, everything OneSkin does is backed by those smart scientists, and their clinical study on the OS1I was just published in the International Journal of Cosmetic Science, with data showing a significant improvement in firmness, elasticity, hydration, and better overall appearance. I've been using the OneSkin topical supplement on my face and on my eyes, and my eyes look tons better. So check out the OS1I for yourself or any of OneSkin's moisturizers, sunscreens, or cleansers. You're going to get 15% off your first purchase with code PINKSHADE at oneskin.co. Founded and led by an all-woman team of skin longevity scientists, OneSkin is redefining the aging process with their proprietary OS1 peptide, the first ingredient proven to help skin look, feel, and behave like its younger self. Get 15% off with code PINKSHADE at oneskin.co. That's 15% off oneskin.co with code PINKSHADE. After you purchase, they'll say, "Where did you hear about OneSkin?" Please support our show and say, "We sent you." Invest in the health and longevity of your skin with OneSkin. Your future self will thank you. Okay. We're going over now to Mark and Mina. That's you, girl.
Oh boy. So we start off with them kissing in bed. So much kissing. Just a lot of kissing. And then Mark explains that her son Clayton was on her K1 visa with Mina and Maria the baby, but his passport had some problems with it. And the way they're describing it is so vague and mysterious. It made me think the son is like a murderer that's on the run from authorities.
He's 9.
Keith Morrison. He's like, Dateline keeps trying to talk to me. I gotta go.
I wonder if the dad didn't approve. But if that's the case, then the dad's not going to approve. So the kid's never coming over there.
Exactly. It wouldn't be like a holdup in paperwork, which is how they keep making it sound. They video call with Clayton and she tells him mom and dad are working on it. And I didn't know if she meant dad or Mark dad.
Same.
Very curious. So she doesn't want to get married without her son there, but then she'd have to go back to Paris and start the whole K1 visa over again. But then Mark has to be away from his child, Maria, if she goes back. So like either way, one of them is having to be away from their kid.
Yeah. I mean, the answer is to get the kid over there. But I mean, was the problem that she hadn't renewed his passport and she thought it was? Or like here, you can't travel if your passport's expiring within like a couple of months or something. And so I wonder if that's the case, if his passport was going to expire in like 2 months and like you can't travel. You know, I don't know.
I'm assuming I don't think the dad is in the picture because otherwise why would Clayton be staying with her sister?
Right.
And not the dad.
Yeah.
So maybe Mark is dad.
It is very vague.
Yeah. Clayton, what did you do? We're on to you. And they showed your face now. So
he's so cute. He's like
adorable
12.
And he speaks like broken English with his little French accent and it's too cute. And her sister's gorgeous and looks just like her. So she cooks breakfast for the baby. It looks like very uncooked bacon to me, but I don't know anything about bacon, but it did. It was like pink and floppy. Also, he clearly did not baby proof the kitchen because the baby is coming up and like playing with the knobs on the oven, which made me very nervous.
First of all, the baby was doing it and no attention was being paid. And then the cameraman zoomed in on it.
Like, should I intervene?
Yeah. And then did you notice she had like a griddle on top of the burners to probably make it like so she could do the bacon or whatever?
Yeah.
She touched it with her bare hands.
Oh my God. Not the baby. Mina.
No,
Oh, jeez.
she touched the sides of it and the flame was still under it. I was like, what are we
Okay.
doing? What?
Does he not have, is she not a good cook, or does he not have any hand mitten things? What are they called? Like, I can't think of the word.
Hot pad.
Mm.
Hot pad is not the right word.
But the way that you put your hand into it.
Yeah.
Wow. Why can't I think of that word? I don't cook a lot.
Feels like this.
Yeah. I just don't know what it's called. I keep calling them mittens, and that's not right. Cooking mittens. We're gonna go
cooking mittens. It's literally one of us in the next 5 minutes. We're going like, we're gonna scream out the answer. Yeah. Okay.
This is how you could tell we're both old now. This is just
old and tired. Is what
actually we shouldn't make fun of Hilaria Baldwin because we're like, how you say cooking
hot
mittens?
Pad. It's hot. You touch with the stove. Hot pad.
No hot. Ouch. Burn. Fire. How you say? Hello. How you say? Hot pad. Mitten. Hot mitten. Thermal glove.
Oven mitt.
Oven mitt.
Oven mitt.
Oven mitt. Yes, we got there.
When you said mitten, I was like, oh, got it. Yeah.
Yes. How you say oven mitt. Apologies, Hilaria. We only speak English and we can't even get the words.
That's
so
right.
Maybe it's hard to forget the word, or it's easy to forget the word for cucumber.
So many people DM'd me. And we're like, yeah, English is my third language. Yeah. And I don't forget how to say words in my original language. And other people were like, this is ridiculous. You don't forget how to say a word in your native tongue.
Okay.
Other people wrote to say she didn't learn English until she didn't learn Spanish until she was in high school.
That's true. Yeah. No, English is full on her first language.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So we weren't too harsh on her. We were maybe too easy on her.
Perhaps. Well, we'll see what happens with the next episode.
Good to know. So she is touching hot things, and the baby's just like flipping hot flapjacks and just like on an open flame, just like cooking beans over a fire. I don't know what's happening. And then she doesn't have a high chair to put the baby in, so she puts her in like a lounge sofa chair. And she's like, he was supposed to buy all of this stuff, and he says, yeah, I forgot to get the high chair. I forgot to get the diapers.
That's important.
Diaper, that's like number one important. And he says, I was busy. Okay, what? You just order from Amazon.
I'm literally
Amazon, does Amazon deliver to that airport house?
Screaming at my television, oh my gosh, go overnight Amazon some diapers and a high chair now. So I'm sure the people there like live on Amazon because they're so remote, and it takes like some people on Reddit were like, you can go to like a Walmart, but it is a 30 or 45 minute drive to get to one of those big stores sometimes. So I looked it up.
Amazon.
Because they were going from New Hampshire into Massachusetts. I can't say it either.
Yeah.
That's like an hour and a half.
Wow.
So, and then they even went to like a shitty place. So
I know, if you're driving that far, can't you at least find a Walmart or something?
Seems easy to me.
And you have the baby in the car. I
think they're just doing this for comedic relief. Don't you?
I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they drive to the store, and he's showing her where he saw a bear on the road. So now she's scared of bears. So maybe you shouldn't have told her that because she already hates where you live. Right. So he's like, also, there are alligators and dinosaurs that will kill you. And we have hurricanes and
Sasquatch.
You love it here. I'm so glad you're here. Welcome. Enjoy. So they go to this like cabin convenience store attached to a gas station where they sell antler lamps and Ajax and cans of beans and like very limited. Like if you needed tampons, you're just hoping they have tampons there.
Right. Like he wasn't even sure they would have diapers there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and she's looking for lamb.
No lamb shanks at the convenience store attached to the gas station.
Fresh mushrooms.
No.
Like, and he goes, well, this is some Campbell's cream of mushrooms. Will that work? Like, she's never used Campbell's in her life. She doesn't. She's like, you add water to the.
So they're gonna have to go like
fondant.
they're gonna have to go like twice a week to like a proper grocery store, a proper Walmart or Target or
Yeah,
something to get what she needs for sure.
absolutely. Because
Yeah,
I don't think even delivery stores, like, would grocery stores deliver like Instacart that far out? I don't know.
probably not.
You'd have to pay a lot for it.
Hmm.
So they cross into Massachusetts, which she can't pronounce, but she thinks is a sexy name. She's like Massachusetts,
He was
Massachusetts.
like, I don't know what did you say,
What are you
Manchester? What
saying?
are you
Manchester?
saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was very cute. And then he takes her to a furniture store that has bears everywhere. It's like the fabric is bears on the couches. There
Hmm.
are stuffed bears everywhere. The art on the wall is bears. It's just all bears.
Hmm.
And it's all like that wooden rustic cabin stuff, but like maybe upscale, but it doesn't matter because that's not, they're looking for a high chair. And the
Yeah.
guy that works there is like, this is a furniture store. Like, what are you doing?
No, we don't have a bear encrusted high
No,
chair. No.
we have bar stools. Will that work? Yeah, just plop the baby on a bar stool.
What could
Great
happen?
idea.
Hmm.
So she goes, this town doesn't have babies? What do you do with the babies? So she goes, she's like very missing, like living in a city. She's always lived in a city. And I was like, all of this would have been avoided if you have just bought a high chair like you were
Yeah.
supposed to.
Yeah.
So for dinner, Mina makes gas station pasta that she got from the store, and the baby doesn't like it. And she's like, well, she has French tastes. She's not used, she's crying because this is gas station pasta.
Yeah.
It looked fine to me. I'm very easy.
Yeah, it did look fine. It looked like, yeah, but she must be some incredible cook if he's made her like cook the last two meals and she just arrived.
She just arrived.
Yeah,
Does she like want to do that, Mark, or are you making her do that?
exactly.
So the baby goes to bed, and Mina and Mark go in the above ground hot tub with plastic cups, and he goes, it's like when we were in Santorini. She's like, not exactly, because a bear could come up at any moment and eat me.
And
So
also that's on the Adriatic Sea or whatnot. I
yeah,
mean, you know, yeah.
we are in the woods, and there a plane just went by.
Real close.
Yeah.
Real close.
We are on a runway. So he wants her to go visit his daughter, Jordan, and to get along with her. And she says, well, I have no problem with your family, but I feel like me and Jordan are competing for your heart. And he tells her, well, Jordan is just, she wishes she could have spent more time. He's trying to be diplomatic. She wishes she could have spent more time with you in Paris for the baby baptism. And she's just concerned about us having more kids. And Mina starts crying because she is hot tub drunk and she's slurring. And she's like, why does she judge me? She's a hypocrite because in Paris, she was dancing with me and we have a photo of us smiling together. And they show a photo and
Yeah.
it's like, this is my new stepmom. That's my own age. Smile. Cheers. And it doesn't look like Jordan was feeling it, but she was faking it. And now she thinks she's a faker, you know? So she says, I think of Jordan as a snake, and he does not like that. And he does the most defending of a child that anyone's ever done on this show. And that's really sad because he does just a very minimal one. But he goes, no, don't talk about my daughter like that. Don't, she's not a snake. And that's all he says. And I was like, well, that's something. Good for you, Mark. Appreciate that. We've seen fathers do less.
I kind of felt like he explained it okay, though. He wasn't like, my daughter, really, you need to get along with her. But he was just sort of like, maybe she feels like you guys didn't have a chance to get to know each other.
Yeah, I thought he was really trying to be diplomatic, but she's also drunk, Mina. Right. So she's taking things a little more seriously. And she's like, she goes, Jordan just hates me and she thinks I don't love you and I'm using you for a green card. And I was like, where did all of this? Did Jordan ever say that? Did Mark tell her that Jordan felt like that? Or is that stuff Mina is putting on herself?
Yeah. Again, you guys, Mina lives in Paris.
She's giving up a lot to come to live on a runway.
Yeah.
So Not that New Hampshire's not nice, but it's very different from where she's from. So this is not one of those like, well, she came from a poverty-stricken country to like
Right.
live in a great. She's living the lap of luxury in Paris.
Yes.
So
Well, we don't know how she lives in Paris, but all I know is it's still
the way she
Paris.
describes it,
Yeah.
she goes like from man to man who spoils her with things.
Right.
So
Same.
that's her lens. Same.
Oh my gosh, I'm so like punch drunk.
So he
Okay.
goes, no. She just wants to make sure that I'm not making a mistake, which Mina also, it would, if she was less drunk, she probably would have been like, what? I'm a mistake? But she didn't even clock that because she's a little tipsy.
Yeah.
So she gets out of the hot tub and goes to bed. And she's like, I'm going to bed. You don't come to bed. Call Jordan. Like, slams the door. So second day is going great.
Yeah.
And I have high hopes for this couple.
Don't have high hopes here.
I want to go on her social media and see like where she is. If
Yeah,
she's, where is she living? Does she appear
Where
to
is she
be
now?
in
New
nature?
Hampshire. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because sometimes they scrub their social media.
Yeah.
And sometimes they forget.
Yeah.
You
It
know?
also, we have eagle eyes and so do the people on Reddit. So if she's posting things with like bear furniture behind her, I'll be like, there she is.
There she is.
She's still with Mark.
Yeah.
Cats have always acted like they're don't stink. Now with Fresh Step Heavy Duty's new 30-day odor control, it actually doesn't. Fresh Step's new heavy-duty litter fights odor 3 times longer than the leading brand. This is Fresh Step's strongest litter ever, giving your litter box 30 days of odor control. Step it up to Fresh Step with the new heavy-duty litter. 3 times claim based on fecal malodor versus the leading regular clumping litter. Strongest litter ever is based on odor control. Febreze is used under license from the Procter & Gamble Company or its affiliates.
Y'all, did you know the skin around your eyes can be 20 to 30 years biologically older than the rest of your face? All right, so the skin around my eyes looks like I'm 80. That's great news. No, not really. It's terrible. That skin can be up to 5 times thinner, which makes it more vulnerable to things like wrinkles, sagging, cellular damage. That is upsetting. So that's why OneSkin's founding team of scientists created the OS1I. Now, you guys know OneSkin was founded in 2016 by an all-woman team of scientists with PhDs in skin regeneration, stem cell biology, immunology, and bioinformatics. Hello, those are a group of people I would trust. This specific OS1I was designed specifically for that ultra delicate area around your eye. The OS1I has the highest concentration of OneSkin's proprietary OS1 peptide. That is the first ingredient scientifically proven to reverse skin's biological age. It works by switching off those zombie cells that accumulate and make your skin look older than it needs to. You know, everything OneSkin does is backed by those smart scientists, and their clinical study on the OS1I was just published in the International Journal of Cosmetic Science, with data showing a significant improvement in firmness, elasticity, hydration, and better overall appearance. I've been using the OneSkin topical supplement on my face and on my eyes, and my eyes look tons better. So check out the OS1I for yourself or any of OneSkin's moisturizers, sunscreens, or cleansers. You're going to get 15% off your first purchase with code PINKSHADE at oneskin.co. Founded and led by an all-woman team of skin longevity scientists, OneSkin is redefining the aging process with their proprietary OS1 peptide, the first ingredient proven to help skin look, feel, and behave like its younger self. Get 15% off with code PINKSHADE at oneskin.co. That's 15% off oneskin.co with code PINKSHADE. After you purchase, they'll say, "Where did you hear about OneSkin?" Please support our show and say, "We sent you." Invest in the health and longevity of your skin with OneSkin. Your future self will thank you. All righty. Let us move on to Matt and Amani and Annie. Nailed it. Ani.
Yes, Ani DeFranco.
Ani.
Yes.
Ani. A couple of times I wrote it down phonetically, but it still couldn't get it. Ani. So
Ani and Amani, that is going to be
it's rough
in that house.
It's rough. I've seen so many posts about, are these two people kidding? They live 45 minutes away from each other. 90-day fiance, my ass.
I'm so glad I called that too. Because
Yeah.
I would, if I had not called it, I would have been like, felt so dumb. They are
Okay.
acting like they have to like leave the kids for weeks and weeks at a time and go like they need their, well, they do need a passport. But
If there's
do you
a
need a passport? Yeah, I
if one of
guess
the kids scrapes their knees, they could come home for the afternoon and then go back
they
to see
literally
Ani.
could. They
Yeah.
literally could. Your kid has an ear infection. Okay, I'll come back and get the eardrops, and then I'll just return back to Mexico.
Yeah, it's crazy. So we're at home with Matt and Amani, and they're playing with the kids. Today, Matt and Amani are traveling to Mexico because it's so far away.
Going on the Trek, the Mecca trip.
Now, they are going for 2 weeks, to which I say, what the fuck is wrong with these people? Why are they going for 2 weeks?
That it when he said 2 hands worth to the baby,
Yeah.
it's like, what?
That's
2 hands worth?
that sounds sexual. So,
Sorry. Excessive.
she says, Ani has 3 kids, and they fantasize about this throuple life with the kids. Of course, we find out later it would really just be
The one kid.
the one kid. So, first part of the trip, they're going to do a romantic getaway. And then the second part, they're going to the town where she's from because they want to see how she acts around her friends and family. By the way, I have their ages
during
now.
the second part of the trip.
I have their
and-
ages now. I didn't have them the first time.
Oh,
which
okay.
is
Go ahead. 30 something.
Matt's 36.
Okay.
Amani is 30.
Really
So how did they meet in college?
interesting.
How did they meet in college if he's 36 and she's 30? If they're 6
She-
years apart, they did not meet in college.
She is always saying how smart she is.
Mm.
Maybe she jumped some grades.
Or maybe she was like getting a master's
Mm-hmm.
or something. And Annie is 37. She's a year older than Matt.
Wow.
Yeah.
None. I mean, they all look
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, they do.
I would. No, I'm not going to comment on a woman's looks.
Okay. Let me do it. So in the car, she talks about how devastated she is leaving the kids, and she cries and goes, okay, I just feel like a shit mom. And to which I say, you could have broken this into 3 smaller trips. You only live 45 minutes away.
Yeah.
So she says, she's always been a jealous person, and she's going to want to be a full part of whatever happens with Matt and Ani. So like, it's the whole thing, like the other friend was saying, like, what if these two kind of get like their own funny jokes, and like you were at work and so you don't know the funny jokes, and she's worried about that.
Yeah.
The talking head, she says, and I do worry about Matt developing strong feelings for Ani. And to which I say, yeah, what do you think is going to happen? And also, they keep showing these photos of Matt with some real emo Justin Bieber hair.
Matt is so like he wants to be in a boy band.
Totally.
He like wishes he was in Backstreet Boys, not even in Sync.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to imply in Sync is better. I'm sure there are people that are mad now.
Well, they'll have to get over it. Okay. So they all have these Day of the Dead masks. Okay. And Amani says, Ani is mysterious. We're showing up with masks. It's like, ooh, so exciting. Listen, Amani just wants to bang. That's it. She just wants to have a threesome.
Yeah.
She's just like a guy that we have on Temptation Island, which you haven't seen yet. Comes out March 12th. There's a guy. It's all he wants is a threesome. It's all he wants. It's his whole personality.
Yeah.
Is he lives for threesome. So I think Amani is the same.
Is that show trying to set up couples, like real couples, or is it just banging on the beach?
Temptation Island is 4 couples go to Temptation Island.
Oh, they're already couples.
And then they split the boys and girls into 2 houses. And in the girls' house is 12 guys that are the tempters. And in the boys' house are 12 women that are temptresses. And they try to split them up.
Boy.
They try to break up the couples.
Wow. Fun times.
Yes. And
Great
you could tell which couples really made a pact before they went. Like nothing is going to happen.
Yeah.
And some of these people like jump away from people if they get near them in the kitchen. And the other people are like, oh, you want a threesome in the shower? Let's go.
Yeah.
Like right away. They're like, we're going to break up anyway. I might as well bang it out while I'm here.
Yeah.
And it's on Netflix. So you're really seeing a lot.
Wow.
Okay. Back to these people. So we meet Ani. Her personality is hair flipping. She flips her hair 3 times walking down the street, and then we see her like hero shot, and she's flipping her hair. But we get it. You have long hair.
Yeah.
Jeez. She says she works in a strip club in Tijuana. We're seeing some of her moves. She shows us. And that's where she met them. We meet with her friend Liz. And Liz says, I have something to tell you. And it's kind of shocking. And Liz goes, I shake my ass for a living. I don't judge. To which I liked.
Yeah.
Ani tells Liz, I'm in a relationship with a girl. And she's like, ooh. And she goes, and a guy. She's ooh. And Liz says, it's like swingers. And she says, yeah, but it's more. They're married. So they're going to get a divorce. So I can have a chance to marry him and we can all be together. And Liz is like, do they live 45 minutes away? Can't you just commute? Why you got to get a divorce?
She can commute to her job
from his
at
house.
the strip club from that house.
She needs to get like just a visitor's visa.
Yeah.
Or something. It makes no sense.
Oh my God.
Okay. And so Ani tells us this job is very hard for working mothers. You get there at 6 p.m. and you undress and you don't leave till 6 a.m. And she says, and you're so tired.
Yeah.
So tired. It's 12 hours of like having to be on and nice and dancing and everything.
And in like heels.
Going home with people sometimes like she did with these. And she says,
well, that was fun.
And she says, but I work hard. I do anything for my kids. She says, I had a very hard life. I got pregnant at 16 and the father left me. So she had to work in the strip club and she cries like it was like maybe it wasn't her first choice. But she's still doing it. So
but why? Because the money is probably really good. But why? So where is that child? Is that one of the children that is, but he's not with the father then because the father.
He's an adult.
Oh.
Yeah.
Good
she
call.
says, I did what I had to do to make ends meet, to take care of my children. We see her house, which is nice.
Yeah.
Her nanny is there. So she's got a nanny.
Yeah.
She says she has a son that is 20. That's the first one.
I totally missed this. Yes.
Yeah. A son that is 11 and a daughter who is 7 that lives with her.
Okay. So the 11-year-old must be with that father.
Dad. Yeah.
Yeah.
So her daughter that's 7, Antonella, lives with her. She talks to her daughter. They sit down. She's asking her about her math homework and stuff. And she's like, oh, you're so smart. You know, it's really sweet. So she tells her daughter about her trip. Because I guess they're coming and they're going to the romantic trip first. And then maybe the daughter's going to the family thing. And then she says, what do you think about if we move to the U.S. 45 minutes away? And daughter goes, I guess it's fine. It's okay. You know,
it's like if I forgot my my little Game Boy thing, then we could just pop back over because
I could still see my friends.
Yeah,
friends. Yeah,
just go hang out with them for I wouldn't even have to make it a sleepover.
No, it's just mom and hang out.
Yeah.
So now the talking head, Ani tells us a lot of couples go to the club together. And they see me and they think, well, she's tall and she's pretty and together we could all be sexy. So that's what happened here.
Yeah.
And she says, but with Matt and Amani, you know, she really loves them because they accept her and her past and they take care of her. And she says, in my past, all my ex-boyfriends have left me, but these two have stayed and they want me to live with them, but I'm so nervous about that. She says, I've never been in a relationship with a couple, but they've been in a relationship for a year. And she says they have their lifestyle together that they've built for 10 years and I'm new. And then what if one day they get tired of me and I'm scared to do it. I'm scared that could happen. So guys, this is never going to work out.
No.
It's not going to work out. They're going to be on the tell-all, these two losers on the couch, and then this sweet girl's going to be on the camera, and I just hope she's getting paid.
Yeah, exactly.
Cats have always acted like they're don't stink. Now with Fresh Step Heavy Duty's new 30-day odor control, it actually doesn't. Fresh Step's new heavy-duty litter fights odor 3 times longer than the leading brand. This is Fresh Step's strongest litter ever, giving your litter box 30 days of odor control. Step it up to Fresh Step with the new heavy-duty litter. 3 times claim based on fecal malodor versus the leading regular clumping litter. Strongest litter ever is based on odor control. Febreze is used under license from the Procter & Gamble Company or its affiliates.
All right, let's move on to Greg and
Wait,
Joan.
can I just say though, the
Yeah.
way going back, the way she was talking about them was like Amani is she goes, he's a 10, but she's an 1,000, 10,000 something. I think
Okay.
she way more has the hots for Amani, and Amani definitely has the hots for her. And I think people less have hots for the husband, and he might be the third wheel in this situation.
Yeah, I'm here for
And she's also it's fine with me, but to keep the women in charge. But will he start to feel bad? He seems more like a passive person. Like he's not going to put his foot down, so maybe he'll just be fine with that situation.
Yeah, I don't know, because they're definitely hot for each other, and yeah, we'll see what
I mean,
happens.
in the photos, it looks like Ani and Matt like are hot for each other, but the way she was talking was like, Amani, oh my god, Amani. And then Matt is also there. Um
Yeah,
so I really, and that's what we suspected last time, which was
yeah.
Amani was way more into it than Matt was. Matt was kind of just going along because his wife is bisexual and like wants to do this.
I think he's
So
like a stay-at-home dad.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
it's going to be very interesting.
It is going to be interesting.
And it's
All
also
right.
TV.
Now let's move on to Greg and Joan.
So Greg always gets this rap music intro. Did you notice that?
I did not notice that.
He does. It's very funny. As he's like baking cookies
Yeah.
in his mom Lucille's kitchen.
Yeah.
And he has to touch all of them when they come out of the oven. Like
Of
you don't have
course.
to touch all of them with your hands. Like just
Well,
touch like one or two. I don't.
well, we saw him sneeze into his dough last week, so
Yeah, I know. I just,
yeah.
and I'm not even grossed out by germs normally, but like it seems unsanitary when he's cooking, and his hair is always greasy. So
Did you get their ages? Because I still don't have their ages on my little board
he's
here.
35,
Okay.
but I do not know her age.
Okay. Well, maybe we'll get a thing of them together and it'll tell us.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's making like fries for Joan before he goes to pick her up at the airport. Those are going to be soggy. What are you doing?
Do you think they have a deep fryer in their kitchen?
No,
Like built into the counter?
he was using a big pot, just like a pot filled with oil, like making his
Jeez.
own deep fryer.
Dangerous.
And then he makes what I thought was a burrito, but it turns out to be some sort of like chicken wrap thing. Bare hands, just I don't know why it bothers me. It normally wouldn't. And he's bringing it all to the airport in like Tupperware in a grocery bag.
Yeah. That's
I
about
don't
his speed.
understand any of this. So Joan is arriving. His mom wants to know, have you thought about separate rooms because the walls are thin and I don't want to hear you doing it. And she's also worried privately that she's going to be a third wheel, much like Matt and Monty and Ani.
Yeah, right.
And she's like, what if they don't want me around? What if my son doesn't need me anymore? So those are her real fears. And then it's just being projected into the like, I'm worried. I don't want to hear him have sex.
Yeah.
And it's sad for her, but also your son is 35. So
but she's created this monster.
She has 100%. She's created this monster. He also made a loaf of bread with the word Joan carved in it. And he's going to hold it up at the airport with his bare hands, and it's not wrapped. So just airport germs all over a loaf of bread.
Also, will she be able to see that?
No.
Or will it look like he's holding up a brown
just a
blob?
Loaf of bread. Yeah. Just a brown thing. Yeah. So he's so excited to pick her up. He compares it to eating that first slice of pizza. It's like fireworks and a symphony starts playing. And I was like, spoken like a fellow fat kid. I felt that so hard. I was like, yes, the first slice of pizza. Now I need pizza. So she arrives at the airport. She's a little timid and shy, and he's crying. And she says, I'm excited to be here with Gregory, but we'll see. She's maybe just a little more reserved of a person. It's hard to tell. She looks at the bread and is like, "Thank you."
Mm-hmm.
Not as into the bread. She's tired.
She's come from
Very
Uganda. So I
far.
mean, it's probably been
She's come
30 hours of traveling or something crazy, you know?
Yeah. So he says, it's amazing being reunited. It's like being reborn again, like coming out of my mother's womb.
That
And
was no.
no. And then she laughs and like pushes him away. And I'm like, this is already like the fact that he's brought his mom into it and his mother's womb.
Right.
Is already showing way too much of this relationship. And you need to cut the cord.
Yeah.
So he pulls out cookies. He made ginger cookies for her. She seems excited about the cookies. And she says, he looks like he's great. He looks like he's lost weight. And I like that.
Yeah. She's like, listen, quit talking about pizza and bread and fries and cookies, fatty.
I've already feel like I put on 10 pounds since I've stepped into America,
right.
like everyone else here. I'm going to be a fat American soon.
Yeah, she's concerned.
Yeah. So he's like, I can't wait to show you how to make sourdough, but not tonight, probably. Like, yes, she's
so into sourdough.
Are you so into bread? Is that your whole personality? And fine, I'm also, that is my personality too. Carbs is my personality. But also, he is hoping to get some tonight, but he wishes he could take her to their own place and not his mom's. So they drive home what appears to be like 17 hours because it is daylight and then it is dark when they're driving. And
I'm gonna look that up.
How
far it is.
Which airport did she fly into?
Don't we assume if it's international?
It would be like JFK or something.
I'm saying JFK. Isn't the name of the town Islip Terrace? Okay, it says JFK to Islip Terrace, New York is 1 hour and 30 minutes.
Okay,
okay.
That's far, actually.
An hour and a half from the airport is not that far.
I mean, I would think in New York you could get somewhere faster, not with traffic, obviously. It seems like it's rush hour too.
And I don't see, as I'm looking at a map, I don't see any airports that are closer. And because she's international, so it's just New York City to Long Island.
Yeah. So
it's 36 miles, Kimberly. 36 miles.
Yeah, that sounds right. That would take like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So they are driving home. She's surprised that there are trees off of the freeway. And she's nervous to meet his mom. And he says, so now that you just said you're nervous to meet my mom, it's probably a good time to tell you that it doesn't want to hear us having sex.
She thinks you're a whore.
She thinks that you're a whore and she's going to hear like pounding noises all night long. And Joan is like, this is too much. And she's like, you talk to your mom about intimacy? And he's like, no, like, I wouldn't tell her like how it was. Just she doesn't want to hear it. You know, we just talked about how she didn't want to hear it. And maybe she wouldn't mind if you slept in a separate room. And Joan just says, no, I don't want to. Like, I've come very far.
Yeah,
I left, a good job. And I left, my family and everything. I don't want to sleep in a separate room. And he says, well, maybe we can compromise. Like, if we're in the room together, we leave the door open. Like I am a teenager.
It's something. It's really something.
I'm shocked. And he goes, well, we could close it when she goes to sleep.
Right.
And it's nighttime.
Once I've given her night meds.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we don't go upstairs together during the day when she's home. So she doesn't think we're doing anything. Like if she forgets something upstairs, he can't like go upstairs to brush his teeth or something. Like, because then the mom will just think they're just banging it out like rabbits all day long. Like, this is making it so awkward, setting all these parameters. It's making like you think about it more. And if you had just not mentioned it, like it wouldn't have been that big of a deal. And instead,
I think so. And also, is mom home all day long? Are they going to be home all day long? Like,
does she leave to go run errands?
Yeah.
Also maybe get her a man so she goes out on some dates. Like,
Or a woman, whatever she prefers.
whatever, get her on the apps, and then maybe
Silver
she'll,
singles,
yeah.
Lucille. Yeah.
So, Joan starts crying, and I get it because she's so tired and frustrated, and she's being accosted with these weird rules, like she's living in a teenager's house, and she's like, I don't have a job anymore. I don't have my career and my education and like nothing. I have nothing except sit at home in my mother-in-law's house whilst she is staring at me, thinking about me having sex with her son. Like, it's a horrible situation. And then he feels really badly because he didn't want her to come and have it be this horrible thing. And they're still driving home, and he gives her a chicken wrap and French fries, which I assume were very soggy. And he like there it's been like an hour. I don't understand, why did they not stop at a restaurant and stay at a hotel near the airport for the first night?
Yeah, stay at a hotel would have been a much better idea. Yeah,
like,
just for the first night.
She could sleep and they could have sex the next morning or something and not have to worry about the mom.
Yeah, and let her get a little acclimated.
Room service or something. Like, so she thinks the fries are too salty. I'm imagining they're also very soggy. And so they get to the house, and she's like, yeah, the house looks nice, but I wish I hadn't known what his mom was saying about me and thinking about me. And I wouldn't have come if I had known about all this sex stuff and the separate room stuff. I wouldn't have come. So the mom hugs her and gives her a nice welcome, but it's not super warm. It was a little lukewarm, which might just be her New York personality, you know?
Do we know if Greg is an only child?
It appears so. They've never mentioned anybody else, but
okay. And he's 35 and lives at home. So even if he's not an only child, he's mom's best friend. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So she's the Lucille 3 is what I need to call her, because in Arrested Development there's Lucille and Lucille 2. Okay. So Lucille 3 says, Joan, she's very nice. She's a little thing, but not for long. Because you're in America now. And also, we're Italian, so we got the chicken parm and lasagna, and we're gonna
got the meatballs.
Yeah,
we got the provolone,
gabagool. He says it later. So she's like, Joan seems very shy because you were talking about her having sex.
Well, again, he gave her TMI. He gave her TMI.
Told her that.
Yeah.
And so mom says, you're going upstairs? Like, she thought they were gonna have dinner and talk and discuss the rules, like that they're not in their own house and they need to respect her, which is not a talk for the first night when this woman has been traveling for 30 hours.
No.
So they go up to Greg's room. He has a 2017 calendar, which he just notices because she points it out. And he's like, oh, yeah, my mom put that up. It has dogs on it, so I guess I liked it. It's very sparse in that room. And he says, I cleaned the closet, but not really, because there's still stuff everywhere and there's no side dedicated for her. So that's a nice way to make her feel welcome when she's given up
always
everything.
Always on this show. Always.
To let her clean out the closet so she can put her clothes in it. That's really very sweet. And then the dog is growling and wants to get on the bed, and it's like a little Maltese, and Joan is not used to dogs being in the house at all. And then the dog licks her face, and she didn't seem to like that. But I think they're gonna bond. I have faith in that relationship. Daisy and Joan, I think, will be better friends than Joan and Lucille. So
I fear that as well.
Yeah. So Joan goes to take a shower, and he, of course, goes down to talk to his mom. Like, he can't even stay upstairs while Joan's in the shower because she's gonna think they're doing it in the shower. So she's like, yeah, she's taking a shower. And the mom goes, she's still taking one? She should be out by now, right? And I was like, Lucille 3, are you monitoring her water usage the first night?
I think so.
She's been traveling for 30 hours. Let her wash that plain grossness off of her.
I agree. Lucille's not coming across great. We're probably going to love her by the end of the season.
I hope I love her.
Yeah.
I hope so. And I think it is coming from insecurity, but she also seems to be a bit of a control freak right now. So He says, we don't want to sleep in separate rooms because Joan is scared of the dark, and it's very dark in Uganda. So dark.
Well, because mom goes, what do you mean she's afraid of the dark?
Yeah, as an
Yeah.
adult, he's like, well, in Uganda, it's just so dark, and they don't have night lights and like street lights, and so it's just so dark, and she doesn't like it. So and the mom's like, okay, and then Greg is just like mouth vomiting. He's like, and she was just so scared to meet you, and she's scared of the dark, and I just can't wait to hold her every day, and I just don't think I'm good enough for her, and she gave up so much. And he starts crying, and Lucille 3 is like, oh my God, why is my son crying? Stop. Why is he crying? And so she's like, wow, because I thought maybe he was doing it to get his way. Like he cries and then she caves. Because he's a mama's boy. And she's like, yeah, I never see him cry. So I'll give in. And he says, we'll do the compromise of the door being open. And she says, okay. And she says, I'm just worried. She's like, I hope they'll still respect me in my own home.
But if the door is open and you walk by and see them like snuggled on the bed, like together, maybe they're watching something on the iPad or something.
Yeah.
Are you going to be upset about that if they're like touching?
He's 35 years old.
Right. So they can close the door.
And this doesn't even seem to be like a religious, not before you're married thing.
Yeah.
It just seems to be like she doesn't want to see it. Like even after they're married, like she just
they keep the door closed and you don't have to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or raise your son so he's out of your house at 35.
Right, because he's got 2 careers that he's made nothing out of.
Yeah.
He's got 2 professions he could do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we know the economy is hard and all that, but he's admitted that most of this is his fault, that he has really slacked on planning for the future.
Totally.
So because he has a mom at home and she lets him, and she cooks, she does his laundry, she cleans up for him.
Yeah,
everybody's gonna like that, but you gotta you're setting him up for failure. So mom says, I've never seen him cry. It's concerning to me because I hope Joan is feeling as strongly about him as he does, because it's always good when that happens, and I don't want him to get hurt.
Yeah,
it's like she thinks her son is a loser and doesn't think this woman is too good for him, and so she's worried, like he's so into her, and I don't know if Joan is as into him. We're all thinking that. What is Joan getting out of this situation, leaving her lovely life in Uganda to come and live in a mother-in-law's house with a man with no career who sweats on bread?
I think that she is saying your catchphrase about her own son. Him
Is he funny?
That guy?
She really is. And that's very sad.
It's very sad.
Because he's a nice guy.
He is
like a very nice guy.
And maybe now that Joan is there and they have a goal, he's like, okay, I really am going to go just get a 9 to 5 at this bakery, or I'm going to pick up more hours with the plumber. I'm going to do something so that we can get out and we can bang freely. Yes. Yeah.
Maybe her work ethic will rub off on him.
Yeah, but she can't work for a while. So
no, but she could be the woman behind the scenes and like help him organize, do payroll, like get him going. No, you have to take this plumbing job because we need this money for this, and like she could get him going. I still don't know what's in it for her, but maybe there's something wrong with her that we're not seeing.
Maybe we'll find out.
Cats have always acted like they're don't stink. Now with Fresh Step Heavy Duty's new 30-day odor control, it actually doesn't. Fresh Step's new heavy-duty litter fights odor 3 times longer than the leading brand. This is Fresh Step's strongest litter ever, giving your litter box 30 days of odor control. Step it up to Fresh Step with the new heavy-duty litter. 3 times claim based on fecal malodor versus the leading regular clumping litter. Strongest litter ever is based on odor control. Febreze is used under license from the Procter & Gamble Company or its affiliates.
All right, let's move on to Stevie and Maddie. So,
boobies.
So it's the next morning, and in the talking head, she says, our first night was just as great as it was the first time we were together. And he goes, no, I think it was better because I wasn't stressed. I was relaxed and more professional. And she says, "Oh, he's a professional now, thanks to me." Because you have to imagine he was a virgin before he met her.
Totally.
Yeah.
I would assume. Yeah.
So in the bed, she asked him about last night when he said the thing about, would you be mad if I went back to my country? And she's like, it really hurt hearing you say that. And he goes, well, when I said it, it wasn't a serious thing. And she says, well, it sounded serious to me. And you shouldn't go into something if you have doubts or think you're going back. And, right now it's really hard for you, but maybe it's going to get easier. But did you see this poor thing? He's so sad.
He's so sad.
Now, did you notice his chest stubble?
No.
He had shaved his chest, obviously, and he had a lot of stubble.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Well, he does do a lot of like that Instagram modeling.
Oh, he does.
I think so, but I don't know if it's like chest open, but he does seem to be like want to do that. And he's a trainer, I think she said.
Yeah.
And he was a teacher of some sort.
I
don't know why either of those requires shaving your chest, but
well, his English is perfect.
Yeah.
And so in the Talking Head, he says, I've never been away from my family at all. And in those 3 seconds I said it, I shouldn't have said it. It wasn't worth it. I don't want to upset her.
Yeah.
In the Talking Head, she says, I have a lot of guilt about him leaving his family. And it's a lot of pressure on me to fill that void he feels. Cause I gotta be like, a wife, family, friends, everything. So now they're walking around New Orleans. Now this is like bringing a person from another country to like smack in the middle of New York City or smack in the middle of Las Vegas, smack in the middle of New Orleans is not the rest of the world.
No, at least it's not nighttime during Mardi Gras.
Right.
Like it's fairly calm on the streets and it's still so much for him.
Yeah. Just the storefronts.
Yeah.
They get some beignets, which are great. They went to Cafe Du Monde. They got some beignets, which is a tourist thing, but they are so good.
See, I think they're overrated.
Beignets?
Yeah. I don't love the powdered sugar. Like, I just don't feel like there's a lot of flavor. Like, I like the texture.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like there's a lot of flavor. Like, I would prefer just like a donut. But that could be just me. Maybe I've never had a good one. But I went to that Cafe Du Monde.
No, beignets are good. But I don't think it's not something you would want to have every day or even every week.
No, it's just like
a little
something
treat
to have bucket list. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you fall in the Mississippi River if you're me, and then go on a ghost tour all wet.
Well, I don't know that story, but if you have some beignets,
Join
you
my
can
Patreon.
dip it in. You could dip it
in
a
sauce, like a chocolate sauce or
chocolate
yeah,
or a caramel or whipped
Yeah.
cream. Yeah. It's like a dessert. So he goes, oh man, those beignets were so good. If all food tastes like this, I'm going to gain so much weight.
That's going to be the plot line this season.
Yeah.
Is all of the people from other countries trying not to gain the America 25.
Well, we've now got 3 because
15. Yeah.
We've got Mina at the gas station food.
Yes.
We've got Maddie and the beignets.
Yeah.
And then we've got Joan, what is this fried chicken sandwich in the car situation? Yeah.
And the mom is going to keep trying to fatten her up.
Concerned. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they pass by a lingerie shop that's got a girl with leather booby pasties on. And he's like, wow. And then they pass one of the street performers doing like the statue thing, which I really hate. It always freaks me out.
I don't like that. It's scary.
And she was like, Maddie walking around the streets of New Orleans, like you said, it's the middle of the day, like on a Tuesday.
Yeah, it's very calm.
It's like a kid going to Disneyland. Now they did this thing too, where they were doing like what's the word I'm looking for? A sped up time lapse. Thank you. Time lapse of the harbor and like a cruise ship coming in. I was like, watch out. Because I didn't realize it was spread up. I was like, it looked like the cruise was going to crash right through, but it was turning. Like, careful. I did a Disney cruise out of New Orleans.
Oh, fun.
Never
again. Okay.
Disney cruise, yes, out of New Orleans.
Gotcha.
Never. Okay. So blah, 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 street performer, kid going to Disneyland. So then he says, when does the flashing start? And she goes, what? He goes, for the necklaces, for the bees. So he's trying to say like,
Boobies.
When does Mardi Gras start where you flash, show your boobs and you get beads? Because he was like, people throw the beads off the balconies, but he was like, does it start at 5? Or
how does he know about that even?
He's researched New Orleans probably and found out about Mardi Gras.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah, it's
surprised like
funny.
his computer doesn't have a block on it. Like just
Oh,
don't look up Mardi Gras, the city of sin, and Vegas.
maybe she showed him pictures on her computer
Yeah.
when they were in Turkey.
Yeah.
He's like, so when does the flashing start? She's like, well, we're not at the flashing time now, but in a couple of months, I'll bring you back over. So, he says,
Also year round, I think you can see flashing, even not during Mardi Gras. There's always some drunk tourists doing some flashing.
you could just walk up to somebody on the street
Yeah.
in New Orleans. Will you flash her?
Sure.
He says in Iran, you can be arrested for dancing and singing because there's like a street performer. And he goes, in Iran, you could be arrested for that. She goes, like, for what? He goes, that guy over there is just singing on the street. And for the dancing, you could be arrested. And he goes, oh, I feel the freedom. I feel the freedom.
Mm.
And then a lady walks by with the dog. He goes, you can't do that either in Iran. She was like, what?
Wow.
He goes, have your dog on a leash. And she goes, what do they just run around loose? And he goes, no, you keep them in the house. What?
I didn't understand that at all. If there's a monkey that knows more about that, like, do people have dogs as pets, but you have to keep them inside, or you're not supposed to have them as pets?
You can only have them in a backyard. They're not allowed to walk on the street. It's to go walk your dog or whatever. I'd like to know.
Because it's actually usually the opposite in some of these countries where the dogs are just street dogs and you don't have them as pets.
Yeah. And even Joan just said she's not used to dogs in the house at all. She's used to dogs just for security.
Mm-hmm.
Let us know, somebody. So, although
I'm concerned about the dogs, but don't tell us sad things.
Don't tell us sad things, but also I don't think we have any Iranian listeners.
No.
Okay. But somebody may have been there and know the culture.
Your listeners are very cultured and seem to know a lot. So.
Okay. I mean, I think that's true.
Okay, you made it sound like you were just your listeners. Like, really?
No, I get the
Them?
most. No. I get the most interesting information, but I don't know if anybody's knows about Iran.
Right.
I did have that one listener that was like an expat that lived in China. And she gave us a lot of story about what's his name? Boring
Josh.
guy, Josh. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All
they broke up. I saw on Instagram.
Duh.
No shock.
He says, 48 hours ago, he was in Iran and he feels, he says, I'm going to watch my words. And the producer says, you can speak freely now. You can say what you want. And he goes, no, I still have to worry about my family.
Mm.
And
that's scary.
He says in Iran was like being in sunglasses. And now here, everything is in color.
This might be too much for him.
It's a lot.
And it's like when a kid goes to college for the first time and they had really strict parents.
Right.
And they start like binge drinking and stuff because they were never taught like moderation or anything.
Yeah.
And then they have the whole world at their fingertips and all that freedom.
I think that's interesting too about a lot of girls I knew in college, gained so much weight because they had such like restrictive homes where it's like you can't, you don't have cupcakes, we don't have pizza, we don't have anything, or you got to watch what you look like and all that. And they go to college, they're like, I can get a pizza whenever I want, or this food is open down here from 12 to 2 and I can just get food.
Yeah. They were never taught like a healthy relationship with food.
Yeah. Oh, so she says, we're going to go home now. And he said to Hattiesburg, and he says, is Hattiesburg different? She goes, yeah, it's way different. But I will tell you, I mean, Hattiesburg is a college town.
Okay. So there are bars and stuff.
Yeah. And it's a pretty progressive town. So it's not like going to the deep South in a deep South town in Mississippi or another Southern state where it would be like, I mean, Hattiesburg is, you have a university there. So,
well, that might be a good middle ground compared to New Orleans.
Yeah.
It might be a little bit more tame.
I think so.
Also still freedom.
Yeah. I saw a lot of people on Reddit like fighting about him going to Hattiesburg and how he was going to be so racially profiled and stuff. People like, it is a college town. It's pretty progressive. Most college towns are. You see all different walks of life in college towns. So no, it's not going to be as bad for this guy as you think,
I hope not.
And then they started fighting. Have you been to Hattiesburg? No. Have you?
Yes.
Started fighting.
I've seen that. You get so amped.
God, relax.
Calm down. You're on Reddit.
Next time on 90 Day Fiance, Maddie arrives to Stevie's house and she's got all of her paintings because she's lately been doing these body paintings. And he's like, boobs, pictures of boobs everywhere. And he says, I wish you would have hidden them from me. Like just one boob picture, not 20.
Yeah.
It's too much.
It's a lot. It's a lot of boobies.
Yeah. I mean, she could just put it all in one section of the house.
Yeah.
Greg and Joan are in bed, and he's talking about how he can't wait to grab her booty. And Mom's like, "Hi, Greg. I'm mowing the lawn, Greg. Hi," through the window.
I mean, A, this is the perfect time for them to have sex because she can't hear anything over
Right.
the lawnmower.
Yeah.
B, why do you make your mom mow the lawn when you're living in her house for free?
Mm-hmm.
C, why did you not go to a hotel room for the first night?
Agree with all that. And Joan says, "We need our own house soon. We need to build our future." And then they're walking through the grocery store, and he goes, "Well, you know, I denied that state job." And she's like, "What?"
Because he has this dream of, he's a dreamer. He has
Okay.
this dream of the bakery, but you're 35.
You're not going to get any money for the bakery if you don't get a regular job.
Yeah.
So now we're going to do Sean and Aaliyah. They're going to come on next week, I think.
Oh,
It seems.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited. From Love in Paradise.
Yeah. So Sean says Douglas was very sweet and shy, but then Aaliyah was born, and there's no more Douglas. And we see Aaliyah, and she's on the beach talking to her friend, and she's trying to decide when she goes to her visa interview, she's going to have to go as a boy because all of her documents say Douglas, and she cries about it. And she says, "If I don't do it, it could be the end of my journey." And her friend
That
said,
is so freaking heartbreaking.
"It's so
And
heartbreaking."
it's literally what's happening to people I know in this country right now, like in our country.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
So
I
sad.
didn't know what the rules are in Brazil. I mean, we've learned about what the rules are in the Philippines from Lauren and Faith. So I don't know what the rules are there. And
Yeah.
so
But
anyway,
you're coming to America too,
yeah,
which now has new rules, but maybe didn't have them back when this filmed.
that's what I'm hoping. But she says, you know, "I'm going to have to probably go as a boy." And the friend says, "I can't imagine how painful it would be to have to pretend to be another person." And Aaliyah cries. Okay, Ani and Amani and Matt see each other. They hug and they kiss and they say, "Wow, this journey for us, so much to lose." Then we see them all in bed. And then they go, "Oh, I'll see you in 45 minutes. I got to run home real quick."
I forgot to turn the oven off.
Yeah, gotta run home. Yeah. We see Mina.
I'm curious about the order when they were laying in bed. I didn't like.
Oh,
who
it
was in the middle?
was Matt, Amani, Ani.
Yeah, that's how I would picture it.
Yeah.
Matt's on the end.
Matt was on the end and Amani was facing him, and then Ani was like spooning her.
Oh, okay. Well, at least
Mhm.
Amani was facing Matt.
Yeah.
They didn't both have.
Maybe
their
not.
backs to him.
Maybe not. I can't. That was the order, but now I can't remember which way Amani was facing.
Yeah.
Okay. We see Mina telling a group of elders, which are Mark's friends. It's all these elderly people.
They're elderly, plain people. They're
Yes.
elderly pilot people.
Yeah, plane PLANE, not
Yeah.
PLAIN. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she's telling these people, she says, "You know, I want another baby, but Mark says he's got to get the authorization from Jordan."
Why are you
And-
telling that to the neighbors who just popped by to meet you? I'm assuming.
And they go, "Well, look, you know, he's damned if he does, he's damned if he doesn't. He's stuck in a rock and a hard place between, you know, his wife and his daughter and whatever." And she's like, "Maybe I made a mistake." Maybe you did. And then it's the return of Jessica and Juan.
I've missed the word art so much.
Jessica's friend grills Juan.
Good.
Like, "So last time you were on that cruise, like you hooked up with a girl, like what happened?" And he says, "That's my private life." And the friend tells us on his last cruise, which was just now, on his last cruise, he allegedly cheated on her again. And she said, "And I just want honesty from Juan."
So this is not the girl that reached out via social media.
Mm-mm.
This is a different girl. And is this the secret that Jessica was keeping from her friends about Juan?
Yes, I guess so. And then maybe she told them. And then now they're like, "Now we're going to confront you at a bar." Yeah.
Good, because this whole thing is, I know you have a child together, but this is a disaster.
I disagree. I believe in their love.
Even if he's cheated twice.
Yeah, I still believe in their love. I just feel like he was on a cruise and he's like, I'm never going to see these people again. And I'm about to move to Wyoming. And so I may as well get it out of my system.
Yeah. He was like on a Rumspringa.
Yeah. A Carnival Cruise Rumspringa. That's what he was doing. That's what he was doing. Yeah, I don't know why. I just have a soft spot for old Juan. I'm sure he's going to do something to make me hate him.
When I see him with the kids, I do. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But between them, I see a lot of tension. And also, I think he's really going to hate living there.
Oh, he is. He has to. He has to.
The kids are going to be a lot for him. So
it'll be a lot for anybody. But again, I have to assume Thursday through Sunday they go to dad's.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I got to assume they're with that dad a lot.
Yeah.
And they'll just have that little baby.
Yeah.
Which also not easy. Okay, everybody. Kimberly and Katie have a podcast. It's called A Date with Dateline. They cover Dateline.
Yes.
Was there a new Dateline Friday night that you're covering for this Wednesday show? I haven't watched it.
Yes, there was. And I had not heard of this case. And it was very sad, but very interesting. Okay. Lots of suspects. And so, yeah, it was good. Oh, and there's this haunted farmhouse that is like decrepit and falling apart that looks like just demon are going to just crawl out of it, and you're going to get sucked to hell if you walk into it. And they keep showing it over and over again. And we were loving it because we both love scary movies.
Did the murder occur in this house?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And but it's now abandoned, but they keep showing it?
It was abandoned at the time too. It's like where the teens would go and hang out and get cursed by the by the Blair Witch or something. It's very scary. But teens are dumb. Their frontal lobes are not developed. So
yeah, I've got one in my life currently. Yeah, still waiting on that credit card that he lost, and had to get a new one. And he's like going on spring break, and he doesn't have any way to pay for anything. I'm like, well, shouldn't have lost it. Being a mom is fun. So everybody listen to Kimberly and Katie. They have a podcast, A Date with Dateline, and that comes out on Wednesdays. Now, tell me about the Yellow Jackets coverage. Tell me about the Traders coverage. What's happening there?
Traders is ending this week. Yeah. So we will be doing our final live stream on Friday, and you're welcome to join as always. And
I'm going to be out of town.
You're going to be in Egypt, and
I'm going to be in Delaware, actually.
Delaware, France.
Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. Okay.
So when you're back, maybe you can come on our Yellow Jackets live stream. We just did our first one. We're very behind, and that's on our YouTube channel, A Date with K&K. And I would love everyone to subscribe so we can get some more subscribers there, because hopefully we'll start releasing our podcasts on YouTube soon this year. So yeah. And the Traders is on our Patreon and Supercast.
Yeah, Ingrid puts the podcast on YouTube, and I don't understand it, but people listen on YouTube to the podcast.
I know.
Yeah.
But I noticed you have the comments off, because Katie is very worried about mean people on the internet. And I said, I think Mary Payne always has the comments off.
I have no idea.
So people can't be jerks.
But when she posts it on Patreon, Supercast, Apple subscription, she always has like a private YouTube link there. If you're paying for Prime, there's a private YouTube link. And then just for the regular podcast, or if I always do Monday show with Keisha is always there. The video is there too. So you think she's got the comments turned off for that as well?
I think so, but I'm not 100% sure, because I am on your Patreon. So, but good. I think the comments are off. Yeah.
Good. I don't want to hear any nasty YouTube comments. I can't take it. I can't take it.
No. And they don't even mean it. They're just trying to be trolls, I think.
Yeah. Great. Good for them. You know what? Basement dwellers, get out of here.
Yeah.
And that's it. What did you call them?
Greg's.
Greg's.
Greg lives in the upper part of his mom's house.
That's right. He's not in the
basement.
Not in the basement.
That's and he seems nice and not an internet troll so far.
No. so far. We'll see what happens. It's only episode 3.
Mhm.
Everybody, on Thursday, I have Ace Fanning on to talk about Pop and Bravo. And of course, Amy and I are covering The Last Resort. And then Love is Blind, episode 13 will come out on Friday. And Keisha and I's episode will also come out on Friday. And then on Sunday, March 9th, is going to be the reunion. And because they don't give us screeners for that, our episode will be out on the 10th. Okay? That's the schedule going forward. And again, you guys, you don't know what's going to happen on March 12th when Temptation Island drops on Netflix. And Amy and I are going to drop all 10 episodes at the same time. And oh boy, is it good.
Okay, I can't wait.
It's really good.
I don't know if I'll watch, but I'll listen.
You got to get eyes on these people.
Yeah, I do like to see just who people are talking about, at least.
Yeah, it's really something. It's really something. There's a guy on there that's a wannabe model, and he's just like, yeah, I left my medical sales job because I'm modeling now. So I went to look at his Instagram. I was like, oh, well, he must be like an Instagram. He has 800 followers. I was like, bro, you should have stuck to medical sales. But I did write down the specific number, 856, because I want to remember after the show comes out, I want to know what it goes up to.
Interesting. I'm reading a thriller right now. It's not that scary, but it's set on a desert island where it's a reality show filming with couples. It's totally a parody of Temptation Island. And then people start dying because there's like a hurricane and they get stuck on the island and people are fighting and breaking up and then start dying. So yeah, it's called One Perfect Couple. Because that's the name of the show. And they're fighting to see who's going to be the best couple. But the producers are trying to break them up. It's 100% like Temptation Island. But then this hurricane comes and they are stranded there. And so, yeah.
It's like the joke about the traitors that Tom Sandoval actually thinks people are getting murdered.
Yeah.
They're not really dying, Tom.
Oh, Tom.
Oh, bless his heart.
Yeah, bless him.
So much good TV is coming to an end and then more is coming. So we're good.
Yeah. I haven't started White Lotus yet. So
there was a new episode on Sunday. Did you watch the Oscars?
No.
You didn't watch any of it?
No.
Did you hear about Adrian Brody?
No. What happened?
Oh my gosh.
Did he slap Will Smith? What happened?
No, that's funny though. No, he got up to accept his award. Best actor, whatever. And he starts like, talking and emoting and, blah, blah, blah. And then they kind of like, like uncomfortable giggles because it's going on for a long time. So they kind of do the music. And he goes, hey, no, turn the music off. No, I'm not going to stop. This is my first rodeo. I've been up here before. I know what to do. Like, I've been here before. I've had an Oscar before. Turn the music off.
Like he sounded like a jerk?
Oh, it was awful. In addition to the fact that he had already been talking for so long.
And what was he talking about? Like himself?
Yeah.
His artistic journey?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He wasn't giving like a plea for like Palestine or like gay rights or something.
No. He was talking about himself as an actor and the journey. And then when they started to do the music, he goes, nope, stop. This is my first rodeo. I've been up here before. I know what to do. So anyway, back to me. And he kept talking.
Oh, God.
Kept talking.
Were they showing people in the audience?
No, but when he said, I've done this before, it's not my first rodeo, you heard people kind of go, ugh. You heard the audience kind of groan. Like, oh, bro, that's not the move. And then meanwhile, he's saying that, and people in the audience who have never won one, like Timothée Chalamet is in the front row, and he was the projected winner. Like everybody thought he was going to win. And he's sitting there in the front row like, dude. And they said, I read something today because I was watching, I looked at Anna, I go, oh my God, I can't believe he won't quit talking. This is crazy. It's the end of the show. Like there's still an award to give out. And then Anna was showing me some of her drag queen people that she loves from Drag Race. We're like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? And I was like, yes, they're right. But then the music played at the end. He's like, okay, so I guess I'm done. I read a thing today that said he talked for 5 minutes.
No.
588 words.
That's a really long time for a speech. That's crazy.
I think they give you like 50 seconds.
That's crazy.
He never stopped talking. I could not. I was screaming. I was like, so I kept looking at Anna going, narcissists say what? Narcissists say what? And she's like, Mom, you've got to stop. I was like, the narcissism, shut up. You're taking time from other people and you're actively insulting in my opinion, other nominees in your category.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was so insulting. I was so angry about it. You've got to go watch
And
it.
it is such a tightly planned
Yeah.
event that always goes long anyways, that you can't do that. Unless the only exception, I think, is if you are making some sort of social justice plea.
But then again, don't go. You could go over 30 seconds.
Yeah, not 5 minutes.
No, he talked for 5 minutes. I read today. Because I said to Anna, should we rewind it and time it? She goes, no, I can't. I can't look at him. I don't know. She goes, I'm never going to see that movie now. I was like, me either.
Oh my God.
It was so bad. And then, Nora won for everything. Mikey Madison won, who I loved from Better Things. She was Pamela Adlon's oldest daughter on Better Things. She just won the Oscar. She won the Oscar. Then they also won Best Editor, Best Director, and Best Movie. And it's the same guy was the director, the editor, the producer, same guy. Kept going. It was the same guy. At one point, he goes, something, the editing is terrible. Talk to the director. He's a dick. Or he says something like that. The director is terrible. It's him. And then he won for Best Director and comes up. His name was Sean Baker. And maybe he was like, we had a $6 million budget. We shot this thing on the street of New York City, in 12 days, with a crew of 40 people. Anybody that has a dream, you could do it. And so now I'm like, well, now I got to see a Nora.
That's so cool.
Yeah. But Adrian Brody is dead to me. And did you know who
he's going to need some PR redemption now?
You know who his girlfriend is, his partner, which I did not realize, is Georgina Chapman, who is married to Harvey Weinstein. It was Harvey Weinstein's wife, Georgina Chapman.
Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that either.
I was like, wow, what a life she's had with these two guys.
Jeez.
Yeah, at least he's younger. Ugh.
Oh my God.
I mean, he was awful. People of the world revolt against Adrian Brody.
Yeah, seriously.
Amy.
No, I mean, don't come at him, but now we know.
Amy was like, oh, I just, I've always loved him, whatever. I said, no, it would turn you off. And she's like, well, my husband and I love Mark Maron. We've never missed a Mark Maron podcast episode. He's obviously very talented, funny, and a great interviewer. But she said he had Adrian Brody on, and she goes, and it was a struggle.
Wow.
Because Mark Maron could not get him on any topic other than himself.
Wow.
He would try, but he kept bringing it back to himself.
Oy.
And Amy's like, I didn't even know that you were going to say that, but that was, if you ever, I go, nothing he's ever in again am I ever going to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just see him and go, I know it's going to be a really sad movie and hard to watch, so I'll pass.
Yeah. And I think The Brutalist is, about a guy who the Nazis did not like his style of architecture. And so they wouldn't hire him for things. Because he was the brutalist. I guess it was the brutalist style of architecture, which is very, I don't know. I'm never going to see it. Boo, Adrian Brody. I hate you. Okay. All right, everybody. Follow us on Instagram. And if you like this podcast and if you like Kimberly's podcast, if you like any podcast you like, you go in and you leave a 5-star. And that's the best thing you could do to help. Doesn't cost nothing. Just do a nice thing. Help your fellow podcasters out. We appreciate it. And that's it. Bye, girl.
Bye. Thank you.
Ads not read by me, Mary Payne, don't necessarily reflect the views of Pink Shade. If you'd like to listen to ad-free, you're going to go on over to Supercast or Patreon, and you can find the links to Pink Shade Prime at pinkshadepodcast.com.